like to look at values, transparency, being honest with yourself, sharing and learning and understanding. So the steps and learning how awareness of yourself and the and understanding to evaluate. Now I've been talking a lot about this in the last 10 days or so. Now, how do you do this? The first thing is you need to have this as a value. You need to have, as part of your value system, is to be self-aware, to have the ability to be transparent and honest, and primarily with yourself. What is it? If that works, if that doesn't, why? You need to ask yourself why and have that understanding and listening. So today I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to do a little mini meditation where you can have this little tool to go within and ask and just listen. Listen to the thoughts that come up. So as a mindfulness practice, as a quiet practice, you can utilize this as just time to connect, to decompress, to elaborate, think about everything you've learned over the past 9-10 days prior to today, or as you've been working through, however long it is. Maybe it's that you needed to give yourself more time, maybe that you need more in depth, you need to spend longer at this, maybe you want more details, maybe you feel there's an emotion there that you've uncovered that you want to work through. So it's what is shown up for you. Where were the triggers with the things that we talked about, the things that come up? Did you get triggered by yesterday in day 10, when we spoke about fixed and growth mindsets? Did some of that make you think, well, actually, I'm a bit like that and I don't like being told that? Just that makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm not sure I believe that. Is there any of that coming up for you? Be honest with yourself about what your values are. I'm not here to change your values. You are the one that dictates what they are. But if you don't look at what they are or understand what they are, then you are generally on autopilot for those others that have influenced you, their values. Now, that might be a good thing if they've got great values, but their values might have been influenced by other powers and values by other people, and so on and so on and so on. It may just be something that's kind of been passed down. That's the way it's always been done. Just because it's always been done that way doesn't mean that's the right way. It means that's just the way it was done. And no one at any point went, well, actually, can't we do it this way? And sometimes when that happens, they're like, well, no, because it's changed, it's different, it's scary, a little bit scary, a little bit. That's when you know, when you've got that little bit of tension coming up, when you've got that little bit of fear into that stepping out of the box, out of the unknown. Well, we do it this way. I've always done it in this structure. We've always done it through Zoom, through Telegram, or through YouTube. I don't know about this new platform. This is a bit strange for me to do this. Maybe it's business ideas you've been looking through and what works for you. For example, you might have been researching for different platforms. There's just another way of doing it, or different social media. Maybe even social media is out of the box for you. You want to do it in person. It might be the other way around. You've always been on social media and now it's time to come and do this in person and on a one-to-one. So whatever's showing up, wherever the fear is, that's what we want to lean into, that tension, firstly. But you need to know what is important. So, for example, otherwise things will come up and clash, and that might cause other tensions and conflicts and resistance. If you are someone that are having a home life is really important to you, the reason you want to make lots of money and abundance in your life is because you want to support your family and them to have a nice life, which a lot of us, that's a normal thing. However, if you're also someone that has a belief that you need to work really hard to succeed, then those values, those beliefs are going to come to conflict, because it's going to mean that one or the other is going to sacrifice, because you're going to not necessarily be there for the family in order to make it, the money, and then it's this cycle. And that's what happens for a lot of people who have those beliefs, or they end up doing that and then not spending the time with their family. So they're wanting to change that cycle, that belief. They're not even aware it's the belief system, possibly, in order to have more time. So then they're thinking, well, it's the time factor. But actually, it's the perspective. It's the way we look at things, because if we're doing things in incrementations and we've got a different framework for how we structure our time and where we structure our focus, then we're thinking it outside the box, not more of a traditional way of doing things, and 9 to 5, for example, because your patterns and your time may not be that. For me, that's something I found in my learning curve, because as a mum, it meant I had to do things in a certain time. So my recordings would be late at night when they're asleep, or in the day when they were at school, or in the holidays it was different, or early mornings. And then I would have other time to do other stuff. So then the housework, the cleaning, the other things that comes with running a house then was fitted around that, or the other way around. It just depends on what's important, what are the values, what is the outline and the framework, and how can you have the balance of that. So you need to take that into account. And this is why looking at and being honest with yourself, what is your commitment that we spoke about, and on the first couple of days, incrementation, having a long-term plan is important. And I'm going back on these things because you may now think, well, actually, I said I was going to do 5 minutes a day. That I can't do, but I can do an hour on a Saturday once a week. I can commit to going to that study so I can further what it is for my business, or for my training, or for my exercise plan, adding that in. So be realistic about your goals. If it's your health and your diet that you're looking at, pick one thing. One of the biggest things that I've learned, I'm a member of someone else's group that always asks us what we're focusing on this week, and I got in the habit of asking my members for different reasons, what do you focus on for your energy this week? With me, when in the other group, it's what we're focusing on our diet. So it may be, for example, this week it's me consuming more water, because I realized that's gone down a little bit. I need to hydrate where I'm purging. So focusing on then making sure I boil the kettle tonight would be a habit that I would put in place, so that it's cooled for the morning, and that I've mentioned this before, then I can drink more tomorrow. And then drinking teas throughout the day, herbal teas, as I don't drink tea or coffee. So where can you be honest with yourself? If you realise that you run on adrenaline, for example, and if you don't have your coffee, you're feeling that a lack of energy, and you've decided, I want to give up coffee for the new year, I want to be more healthy, then swap that with a healthier option. For example, supplements, what's it called? Chaga is an alternative that I've been using, like mushroom coffee. Cacao is a great one as well, very heart opening and great for the winter. So what are the things that you can see now in hindsight, looking back? And I'd like you to today, as I didn't give you a task yesterday, when we do this meditation, allow yourself to listen to what comes up. So just to finish, just a few minutes, I'd like you to close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, or if it feels more comfortable to do so, just relaxed in your lap. And we're just going to do a quiet time practice. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel where you're breathing from. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, we're telling our body and our nervous system we're calm. We don't need to take excess breath through the mouth. We're just breathing through the nose and out. And feel your body move. Your shoulders come up, belly expand, and then exhaling through the nose, belly contract. Feel the belly, and like a balloon, condense the belly. Deeply oxygenating the brain, allowing more oxygen to go where it needs to. And then relax that just into easy breath through the nose, out through the nose. Don't worry about the belly, drop the belly, just the breath through the nose naturally. Now, if you haven't already, take your right hand if you're female, or left hand if you're male, or your dominant hand and place it over your chest, the other one, less dominant, on top. And keep that breath flowing for a few seconds. In, a few seconds out. And just relax. And in this next space of breaths, I just want you to be aware. Keep breathing, obviously, but take your awareness to what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Physically, mentally, and emotionally. What has come up for me? In intention, and the question is, for whatever you put down on day one, what is it and why is it I want this transformation, this shift? Now, you may hear instantly, you may not feel or hear anything, but I want you to just ask the question and breathe. Now I want you to let go of the question, which might be harder for some of you to do if you've not got an answer. If you've got an answer, make a mental note, but also let it go. Bring your awareness back to the breath. And say to yourself, I trust that whatever I need to know will come to me in perfect divine timing. Those words, I trust. Breathe them in, because that may trigger some of you. If it does, make a mental note, but trust in the ability for you to breathe. Can you breathe for me right now? Can air come to you? Just as the air comes to you, so will the answer. Exhale through the nose. Let go of when. Now we're going to just really let go. Just have a little shake with the hands. Maybe shrug the shoulders a little bit up and down. Bring the hands up and rub them together to the chin. Up over the head as if you're washing water droplets. You can open the eyes if you want. And just bringing them slowly round the backs of the head and down and under the chin. And again, rub the hands together. As if you're washing out any confusion, like the water washing the air from your mind, and a little shaking it off. And you can stand and even come to shaking if you, those of you know the Qigong practice, if you want to do that for longer. Otherwise, just come to calm. And now what I recommend is just focusing on the breath again and then letting go. You don't need to write anything down. That was today's practice. You've already done it. So tomorrow, come back to it. But for now, we let it go. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you again tomorrow for our final conclusion. Thank you.